because my thing is public safety. But they might tell me to go arrest people, because I can do that. I just can't. I don't have the time to investigate. I have not been trained.
You don't have to explain it to me. If you want a supervisor, you can talk to him or her.
Have you noticed that there's a phenomenon in people that work for the government sort of just being power hungry, as though they feel like they're superior than the people they're meant to serve? We can look back 100 years in Europe, and we're like, how did these things form? All these isms, totalitarianism, fascism, socialism. People think that these smart people gather to, how do we create a society? It's like, no. What is our mechanism to rule? Like these round tables will create it, and how do we sell it to the public? And then people have Stockholm syndrome, and they just accept, well, this is the way it is, and our imagination can't think outside the box and imagine something different. Therefore, we're going to protect it because we genuinely don't want to admit we're slaves to it, and we can do nothing about it. Nonetheless, I believe we're seeing how these isms started in Europe, that they're coming out of remission, and you see, how did they pull it off? We can't imagine in history books, how did it happen? Why didn't anybody stand up? Well, we're seeing how it is. These government workers, they get a taste for power, and that's how it happens. Like, say if you have a magnet, and then you put like sawdust and shards of metal all together, and then you hoover that magnet over the pile you just created, it's going to draw out the metal. Well, people that work for the government in positions of power, it's the same with them. Evil begets evil. They're drawn to it. They're swimming in the same pool of superiority and power. And that's how all this stuff happened in history. It's not a mystery. We're watching it. We're living in a history book right now.
Access granted.
Hello. Hello. Just want to make sure Grain Commission, right?
Yes.
Awesome. I just need to actually inspect the index and the procedures manual.
I can't let you do that today because I'm not in charge of that sort of stuff. So when that person comes back on Monday, you can do that.
The state law says you can come in during open hours.
Okay, well, I will not let you do that today. But if you come back on Monday, then you can do that.
You're not going to let me inspect the public records, procedures manual, and records index?
You can, just not today. I just am not in charge of that.
You don't have to be. It's just a manual.
I don't even know where I would... I don't even know where it is.
Don't you have a boss you can call?
No one is here today.
Can't you call a boss?
No.
Why?
Because she's in meetings today.
You do realize this is violating state law right now, right?
I'm not sure who you are, so...
You don't need to know.
Okay, let me call someone and I'll see what I can do for you.
That'd be great, because, yeah, this is not okay.
I'm also going to need you to go ahead and come in on Sunday.
So I can call the police and we can get them here to sort this out if that is what you would like.
Absolutely, that's fine.
I'm sorry, but I have no clue who you are. Your face is covered. I will call the police.
Call the police. Call the police.
Okay, great.
What if I told you I had evidence that I wasn't trespassing? Would that interest you at all?
Yeah, of course. If you can tell me if you have some kind of a, that you work here.
Nope, it's not that. They invited me in because they opened up the gate to let me in.
Okay.
And I'm only going to the Grain Commission because I've got business with that State of Washington agency.
Okay.
Well, they invited me in, so... Oh, hold on. I can let you in this way. There you go. How you doing, Cock?
Not bad. How are you?
I have video and audio evidence that they're committing a felony, like, right now as it's happening.
If you wanted to give me something that I can call you by, because my thing is public safety, not necessarily. But they might tell me to go arrest people, because I can do that. I just can't. I don't have the time to investigate.
Well, ma'am, you've got to pull over when we stop. It doesn't matter, ma'am.
I could, within about 10 minutes tops, show you the evidence.
Yeah, but it has to be corroborated, right? So it's like there's more to it. There's case law. There's a whole bunch of other things. I have not been trained. Did they ask you to leave?
No, Washington Grain Commission never asked me to leave. Washington Grain Commission never asked me to leave.
Did anybody ask you?
Well, the ladies downstairs, that's another company. It has nothing to do with that. I'm here for the Grain Commission. Grain Commission.
They share a.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what? They cannot. That is so not lawful in any way, shape, or form. If you look at Section 90 of 9852, which is the Defenses Against Criminal Trespass,
I think that's like, tomato.
Fair enough. Okay,
right?
fair enough. Ugliness.
All right, so right now I'll have to ask you to leave because you are trespassing, but you can come back on Monday if you have anything that you need to discuss with them, is what I was told.
And if I don't leave, I'll be placed under arrest?
Correct.
Okay, and I have to leave right now?
Yes.
Okay, so I got a question. I'd like to get a supervisor here, and also I'd like to prove to you with evidence right now
step back real
that
quick so I can close
what
this
they
gate.
just did through you guys is actually committing a gross misdemeanor.
Did you say you wanted a supervisor?
Yeah, it's official misconduct. It's in 908010. They just
Okay,
used...
you don't have to explain it to me. If you wanted a supervisor, you can
Yeah,
talk to
I
him
do.
or her.
I'd like you to at least consider the statute 908010.
Okay, but since you want to talk to a supervisor, I'm just going to excuse myself.
Okay,
and, you know what I mean?
Fair enough. Yeah,
So we'll just call him real quick and he'll be up, he or she.
Okay, this is Officer Ed Powell with the Cleveland Police Department. We're trying to see who's this individual that's calling the station here. We're saying how you wanted to have sex with the captain, and we're saying how you wanted to have sex with the lieutenant here.
They're weaponizing the local law enforcement agencies to come and threaten people to not do public records requests, because in effect that's what's happening right now.
Okay, that's your opinion. I understand.
Well, I mean, you'd be violent with me if I didn't leave, right?
No, you would be placed on arrest for trespassing.
That's violence, man. I don't like... Would it be violent if I just grabbed you and put you in handcuffs right now? Would you like that?
I'm not saying I would have to like it. It doesn't mean because you don't like something doesn't mean it's violent. Public records request online and you make an appointment and then you can come
RCW 425680 subsection 2 says there's no form of the request, and WAC 4414-03006 says it can be done in person, orally, during their open hours.
I'm just telling you, I don't know, you don't have to recite the law to me. I'm just saying is that's what they're telling me. I'm just letting you know.
No, I get that, but you're enforcing something that there is no authority for the local police department to enforce. There is no authority for the local police department to enforce. You guys going to start enforcing other random things that actually have no grounding in law?
Okay, that's your opinion. I'm disagreeing with that.
I'm happy to show you the statutes. I'm happy to show you everything that's in the Washington State Revised Codes of Washington.
Indeed.
It's not that I'm making it up or interpreting it differently. It's the whole thing that we did when we were kids, the reading thing. We learned to do that so then when we would have conversations.
Yeah, he's on.
Okay.
So when we'd have
I know you, but
conversations.
again, you can, you're preaching to the choir. We're going to have a supervisor come.
I'll be honest, man, I don't want to talk about that anymore. If you want to talk about anything else, you're waiting for a supervisor. So if you want to talk to a supervisor, you absolutely can.
So you guys you're not interested in being caught up to speed on these things, so that if another journalist shows up to work on
I'm not interested in arguing with you, is what I'm not interested in.
I like to think of it as a conversation.
But I'm not getting anything out of it.
The narcissist is draining to be around. Everything positive is about them. Anything else is about you and everyone around them who is wrong, incompetent, and not worthy of their time and attention.
Out of it, right? Like you're obviously building a story based on your interaction with us. But we're just kind of waiting for the supervisor. We've told you where we stand on this.
It's really more based on them. I mean, you guys are involved, but it's about the Grain Commission.
But we're not involved anymore, right? In fact, you are totally free to leave.
Yeah, no, I understand.
And so are we, right? Like we could just leave too.
Yeah.
But you wanted to talk to a supervisor.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, and I think it definitely needs to happen for sure.
Narcissists live in a fantasy world created by them that also must be maintained by them because there is no actual evidence that they are the superior person they want you to think they are. The problem is the narcissist believes this fantasy they have created, and they will do everything to ensure their true selves are never exposed. When things don't go as the narcissist wants, they complain.
They immediately called law enforcement because they know that they're committing crimes and they're being caught doing it, and they don't want this to happen. So now what we're doing is we're waiting for a supervisor from these two officers here from the Spokane Police Department to see if we can get this trespass revoked and either have them arrested for committing crimes of official misconduct and injury to a public record. Well, how are you doing, Sergeant?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, sir?
Not too shabby. I wanted to go over something that I think might have not been handled correctly. Not trying to make this personal or anything.
Okay.
I came here as a journalist working on a news story about the Grain Commission.
Okay.
It's about public records. They're violating the Public Records Act. I now have evidence of that. I also have evidence that they just committed a felony, and I have the video and audio footage to corroborate
Who
that.
just committed a felony?
The Washington State Grain Commission's employee.
Okay. So
It's injury to a public record. They're concealing a public record that they say is available online. If it's not available online, you can come in and do it because the state law says you can. And there's a specific criminal statute that says if they conceal that record, it's a felony. It's a Class D felony.
So what's the issue? What do we have going on right now with my
Well, I
officers?
got unlawfully trespassed by the Washington State Grain Commission.
Okay.
Because I'm there conducting lawful business. They invited me in.
Who invited you in?
The Washington State Grain Commission. They opened up the gate for me when I went up and pushed the button.
So I just talked to the person inside, and they said you came in when someone else came in. You weren't invited in.
Oh, you know what?
And I'm just telling you what I was saying. I wasn't here. Okay?
I love 9A8440, the false reporting statute. That's one of my favorites.
Okay.
We don't, the gate's closed.
So they didn't invite.
No, they did not invite him in. He said he piggybacked in.
Oh, I got evidence. I got video evidence to show that's not true.
Access granted.
All right, we're going to be going in here to the Grain Commission. So that is absolutely a false statement. I have evidence to prove it. I'm happy to show you the video footage right now.
Okay.
Never did it. I walked up, rang that.
Here's what I need
they
you
opened
to
up
do,
the
sir.
gate.
I don't even know your name.
Well, I'm happy to give you my pen name for work, but I want to be very clear, Sergeant Brooks. It's not a material misstatement. I'm not. What? I don't want to. I'm not. I do not want to give you a false name. I have a name that I use at work. Okay. It is not my real name.
Okay. So here's what I would suggest for you.
Okay.
Is if you think there was a criminal deal that just happened, then you need to call into crime check and report it. Okay. My officer shouldn't be here talking to you when you went into this gate without authorization.
Access granted.
Sergeant, are you not hearing the words that I'm saying? I have evidence on my video that didn't happen.
Can I watch it?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. I'll show it to you right here. Please go inside and arrest them and take them down to the county hotel after that.
Okay, we won't go in there and arrest who's in there. We can't even get in that gate right now.
Oh, I guarantee you the Spokane Police Department can. I'm running body-worn camera, by the way.
That's fine. I am too.
Okay. It's like 3 rings and then it goes.
Okay. Do you want to identify yourself?
I don't want to, no.
So how is anyone going to even take a report for you?
This is a false report. That's not. I'm not the victim of that crime. That's a false.
No, what I'm asking you is, so if say you want to file a report?
No, I'm just showing you a crime that was committed.
Okay.
You can choose to act on it.
So you don't want to file a report?
There's nothing for me to file. I'm just showing you something. As a police officer, if you see a crime occurring,
you got to have a victim. You got to have a victim.
Absolutely, you do not. False reporting, there's no victim for a
You want to file a report with them?
No, there's nothing for me to file. I'm showing you a crime that they committed.
Okay.
False reporting has no
Here's what I would ask you to
victim.
do is go to call crime check, okay, if you want to do anything about it, okay?
So you guys don't arrest people for false reporting? All right, so what just happened is the sergeant saw that the gate opened. He saw that gate opened. They lied and said that the gate was opened and that I followed them through. That absolutely in no universe happened. They lied. So now I'm going to have to come back Monday and have a conversation with these liars and see what's going on. They trespassed me for 3 days. So we're going to have to come back and follow up on this. That is outrageous behavior.
Well, ma'am, you've got to pull over when we stop. It doesn't matter, ma'am.